the state of my kitchen right now. I'm not gonna say this is the state of my life because it's so untrue. So not true. But this is the state of my kitchen. And I'm attempting at decluttering. Not just organizing, actually decluttering. And how I'm going about it is that I'm gonna go like section by section. I already started last night and was up until 1 a.m. But now I'm going to continue this. To do this decluttering process, I've Googled a lot of things on the internet, researched some books that I have on letting go, minimalism, and some techniques or questions to ask in order to let go of what's no longer serving. And all of these things are super useful, and I'm so grateful for all the tips that I've learned. But there was still something like missing in me, for me actually. And the question that I realized, like, actually there are two questions that I've never seen anywhere on the internet and no one's asked before, or maybe people have, but I've just never come across it, is this item sparking peace or bringing peace? Because it's like, what's the point of having like an item in your life if it doesn't, like the whole like spark joy thing with Marie Kondo, like, does it spark peace in you? In order to live a peaceful life and having a calm nervous system, we also need to think about like the material things that are surrounding us can be actually a great source of stress. And like most of us are yes kind of people, where it's like, do you want that? Yes. Do you want to do this? Yes. But sometimes, the heart, which is where the I want is it's unconditional. It always wants certain things. But sometimes it's like, is this actually coming from a want in my heart, or is this like a mental want? So I think like, asking like, does it spark peace? Does it spark joy? And then also like, before even getting to joy and peace, I think like sometimes when we're disconnected with the peace and the joy inside of ourselves, it's really hard to ask ourselves like, what does bring me joy? What does bring me peace? Because you're like living in a constant chaos, and that happens to me sometimes, and where I'm like, just like, I don't know, like I get into this like frozen state, and it's not true that I don't know, but in that moment I'm so overwhelmed that I can't, like my brain can't process. And so I actually picked up Letting Go by David Hawkins, The Pathway to Surrender. This is not a book about decluttering, but this is a book about the process of letting go and just like the whole different like levels of consciousness. And this is applicable to like literally everything in your life. And if you if you look at this like graph here, it goes from like, I think at the bottom is like apathy or depression, and then it goes all the way up to enlightenment. And you see that right in the middle, like what's actually the tipping point, what's at the center of, going from the low consciousness to high consciousness. So basically from going to feeling stuck, depressed, sad, being anxious, to experiencing joy, experiencing love, experiencing peace. And what's at the tipping point is courage. And the emotion around courage is affirmation. And then my question for you and for myself as I'm decluttering, this is mostly for me, but I'm sharing it with you because it might be useful to some of you. The question I'm going to be asking myself is this affirming the version of myself that I want to be in this world? Is this making me feel empowered? Yes, no. And it's a clear yes or no answer. If there's a doubt, if it's not a hell yes, then it's most likely a no. And usually what we end up choosing is very simple. Regardless of like how much we have, we end up choosing like similar things. Like our essence will come through our choices. Okay, we're gonna go and apply that. It's gonna be a very emotional day, but I can do it. I know I can do this. One great tip also is pay attention to the clothes that you bring on holidays, because those are going to be your favorite clothes. And if you ever missed something you had at home, notice about that and really like keep those things as part of your closet and then get rid of the rest. So you know what I was sharing earlier about like letting go? I'm getting closer to the answer of like what's coming through this. So it can be, it's really good to ask like, is this bringing me joy or is this bringing me peace? But if like you're asking that question and you're feeling kind of like a frozen sensation in your body and you're starting to feeling overwhelmed or like something like defensive, like I realized so many times in myself these last couple of days where I'm like, is this bringing me peace? And like this like very angry voice inside my head would come and be like, well, like nothing can bring me peace, only I can bring peace in, like I can have peace inside. And even though that is true, the answer to that question was no, but I was so like defensive about saying no. So I think that like asking, is this affirming the person that I want to become, is a much softer question in case you're dealing with some of defensiveness like I was. So maybe like go through everything you have, and you don't have to do it all in one day, but you can do it like section by section and ask yourself, is this affirming the person that I want to become? Like the person that I want to be, and the part of myself that I want to like expand. Is this affirming the part of myself that I want to expand? What is the part of yourself that you want to expand? Maybe it's the peaceful, happy side of yourself. And then sometimes like also having like a little ceremony of like having reverence and gratitude for the piece for serving us for that amount of time, and being like, hey lovely blanket, I'm not getting rid of it, but hey lovely blanket, this was really lovely having all of this time together and I'm deeply grateful for you, but our relationship is ending here because I don't feel so happy to have you around all the time, or I don't feel good in myself when I wear you. You don't even have to justify it, just be like, hey, thank you for serving me. Now this is where our paths end. This is my shorts and skirts, which I don't know, maybe to some people it might be a lot, maybe to others it might be very little, it doesn't really matter. The goal of this video is not about the quantity, it's about the quality, and not about the quality of the clothing, but about what's the quality that I feel when I wear it. So I'm gonna try all of these on, and except the ones that I'm like 100% sure I want to keep. And so I'm gonna put them on this chair. And I also brought a few of my favorite shoes to see like, okay, these are probably the shoes that I'm gonna be wearing in the next month. So I need to make sure that like those shorts also match like what my shoes are. We're going from the bottom up here. So, all right, let's do this. Okay, so not a lot that I'm getting rid of, but two that are feeling a little bit snug. I'm also loving this one, which was from my mom. I think she actually even made it. Okay, let's move to pants. Now I'm going to try on some t-shirts and tops, and my advice for this is to have like one pair of like denim like pants, or I mean any pants that you love, but like what are your go-to like bottoms? Wear one that like would suit with basically most things or everything, and then pick like different kind of like shapes. So I know that like straight, high, mid-rise denim is kind of like one of my go-to. And then one of more like a flowy, wider pant is also another one of my go-to. So I'm gonna try on tops that I would wear with this kind of thing, try them on, and then pick the tops that would go with this and try them on. All right, so I just finished doing the t-shirts and the shorts and the pants. I still have my like hanger section, but my belly is telling me enough for today. I'm getting tired. So I just was folding all of this and color coding it, and I'm gonna put it back in the closet. I sorted out, I think three or five tops out of my closet, which is a decent amount. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I think I'm getting to a place where I'm like, I like what I have and have like variety to express myself with the clothing that I have, and I feel good in it. Also, I really want to say a huge thank you to Joanna, who's editing this video right now and you guys are watching the end result, for going through all of the footage that I sent her and making like a more concise story out of it without cutting too much. Like, she's just awesome. So I just want to say thank you for being able to deal with the chaos that is to work with me, but a beautiful organized chaos. Like, I don't want to, like, you know, I'm not that chaotic. There's always an intention behind things, but I can definitely get a little scattered sometimes, but I never lose my eyes off the goal. So yeah, just this little like message to say thank you, Joanna. You are awesome and you're doing such a great work, because people are loving to watch the videos, and she's basically like half making them. So if you guys want to applaud or, you know, like do something about it, like go for it. I'm sure she'll be so happy, and I'll put her details in the description. All right, guys, we have made some huge progress. This is the next day. I have a selling box down here. Behind it, I've got some donating things. Here I'm also donating this thing. It's like skincare and beauty stuff that I'm not using anymore, or I haven't even used at all. And then over here, we've got some donations. I'm gonna recycle this paper. And then here I've got a little box of things that are like apartment things. So yeah, this is going well. Okay guys, I want to show you some remarkable progress. So here, I've got my projector. It's just like a little, like, how empty is this? How empty is this? Like, I could put so much more stuff, but like, I decluttered. How good does that feel? Like, you can just get what you need and not have to like remove a lot of things. So there. Then I've got some sheets here. Perfect. And then I've got, oh, almost nothing. I've got some yoga stuff here with a block and some card decks, but like, I've got all of this space if I want to put like more yoga things, but I don't have yoga things. I don't have more. Oh, this is heaven. Okay, let's go to see my office. Also, look at my new chair. She's pretty cool, hey? She's very comfortable. I thought that she was gonna be uncomfortable because she's full wood, but she's actually very comfortable. So actually what I decluttered is this mic, which I think is broken. I'm gonna double check. And then I've got like lots of like money from different countries. And I want to bring it to like a bank so that I can put it on my account and not carry this like heavy piece of money thing around. I've got more here. And then I've got like a few little things that I'm gonna donate, like these little earphones. Yeah, so that's it for my declutter so far. And I'm not fully done, so we're gonna like focus on what's like done, you know? Because decluttering is an ongoing life process and it never ends, and there's always more things to declutter, but if you don't add more than you remove, then eventually you're gonna live with less clutter. It's like anything in life. A decluttering process is not just about physical belongings. I think a decluttering process is what we do in like therapy with our emotions, and decluttering is also like what we do when we decide to like let go of certain friendships or relationships in our lives, and or let go just for like past versions of ourselves. And so I hope that this video is like a motivation for you to like look on what's outside, but also to look on what's inside, and if there's any emotions that you're struggling with and that you're going through that you actually want to look at and like get sorted, and not just like throw in the trash, and actually like love and really be with. And I found that like decluttering my space externally has become so much more simple the moment that I started to let go of certain emotions internally. So that's my encouragement to you. And before we end this video, I want to say a huge thank you to Squarespace for working with me this week. Squarespace is an awesome place to create your own website or online store. I have created my website with Squarespace a couple years ago, and it's made the process super simple and enjoyable and actually really fun. And so if creating a website is something you want, you can go to squarespace.com/Chloe. This link is going to offer you 10% off of your order of a domain or a website. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have been using this link and indirectly supporting this channel. Thank you to Squarespace for supporting this channel, and thank you all for being here and for spending this week of decluttering with me and we've been through some mess together. We've definitely been through some mess this week, and it's still not over, but I'm finally seeing like the end of the tunnel and coming to the other side and starting to feel lighter, even though some of the things are still in my place. Like I'm slowly finding people to even pick it up or donate or go to sell, and it just feels really nice to have like taken everything out and have had a real honest look at a lot of things in my life. I'm outside of just natural like material belongings, but you know, it's all linked. That's it for this week. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye.